Derby rule number one, the hat tells their story. Your mint julep sets the tone. We're setting our tone with old fashions today.
We're muddling like professionals with our sugar and bitters, orange peel, only Kentucky bourbon. What do you got, Andre?
You know what? I'm old fashioned here. I was missing a few ingredients, but I made it work, but it's still delicious.
So Andre just says bourbon. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Finding Friends, the show where we meet fascinating people, learn something about our guests' experiences in finding friends, and hopefully by the end, we've found a new friend in each other.
Katie.
And I'm Christina. Our guest styles celebrity for Red Carpets, magazines, and the Kentucky Derby's most exclusive suites, Andre Wilson.
He plays saxophone and dance battles on his spare time.
Yeah,
but
he
my
does.
favorite, right? My favorite is how he can take a paper napkin at a nice restaurant and turn it into a work of art handkerchief. He's like a MacGyver of fashion. So,
We have seen that in person,
I
by
have,
the
right.
way.
yeah.
You witnessed
I
that.
couldn't believe it, honestly. I was like, wait, you're kidding me, right? And he's like, no, seriously, go pick a napkin. And he did it. And I was like, this is something everybody should know how to do if they're trying to look their best. So.
Exactly. Well, today we're talking about derby looks, movie magic, confident closets, and the emergency fixes you wish you knew yesterday. All right. So, Andre, we're going to start with the origin story of you.
Okay.
When did you realize that clothes could tell a story and that you were the perfect fit for that job?
Oh God, that's a great question. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So kind of and when we talk about like origin stories, I really was just that weird kid dressed in a suit in middle school. Like I'm not like if I pull up my yearbook right now, it's like everybody's in sweatshirts, hoodies, polos, and there's one kid in like a shirt and tie. Right?
Was that you?
That's awesome.
Full shirt and tie. Full shirt and
Had
tie.
I love that.
It's been in
So-
your heart since you were a kid.
That's right. It really, and I don't know where it came. It just was. I always loved clothes, and at some point, I stopped asking for toys for Christmas, and I wanted clothes. Like I was like, give me these
Wow.
shoes, give me these pants. I need these ties. My mother's like, is he 40 or is he 10? Like so anyway, so it was just always a love of mine. And then I guess especially growing up in Louisville, there's really no fashion industry here. So you're just that
No.
weird kid. And so I really was just trying to find my way. So I started working at like a retail store. I got a job at this store. It was called Merry-Go-Round Clothing. And it's an old school, like if it would be like if Abercrombie and Hollister and the Buckle like all became one store, it was the hot store, right?
Oh,
So,
cool.
got a job there. And then and I kind of learned that, hey, you know what? I can help people find clothes, and clothes. And then it got deeper for me where I knew people, they would be going through things, or they're going out or after a divorce or whatever. And I could help them, feel good through clothing. And then I would say maybe about 10, 15 years ago when I first started like my style icon, like stylist business, it got deeper than that. It got much, much deeper than that when I found out that, hey, you know what? Clothing can really help you, get a job or get that presentation, get in front of that client. And so I really think it's really one of our most underutilized business tools. I really do.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to become a help. And so then I started like my styling business and kind of gathered all my years of experience to really provide like solutions. And then I started learning that, women, especially women, it was like, how do I dress for my body type?
That's hard.
And,
That
It
is
is
know,
hard.
and what was crazy is when I first started the business, I only focused on men. Only
Really?
focused on men. Yeah, yeah. Because it was brilliant to me, right? I was
Yeah.
like, guys don't like to shop.
Yeah.
They'd rather be
True.
doing anything else than shopping. So I was like, I'll help men. Well, as I'm networking and out here, women are coming up to me asking me, well, hey, do you style women? Because I've been through a divorce. I just had a child. I'm starting a new job. It was all these different things. So I started really developing that business. And that's probably 85% of my business right now. So
I love that. But it's so true. When you get a divorce, you want to reinvent yourself, right?
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
the post
Help me
divorce
find my
glow
new
up is.
vibe.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if you've been out of the game for a while, you kind of need somebody to help you decide what like the trending things are.
Yeah. And what is that? And also is also fashion your style,
Right.
okay? Because sometimes fashion's not always your style.
Yeah,
Sometimes
That's
that
that's
low
true.
me.
rise, sometimes that low rise,
The
sometimes that
low
low
opposite.
ri-
rise jean is not for you, boo. It's not. It's not. Okay. So just like, and then what is your style aesthetic? What works for you, for your body type, your lifestyle, your
Yeah.
career? Because maybe when you got married, you were, let's say 22, right? Have a couple kids. Now you get divorced at 30. You're not going back to those clothes.
And you
Mhm.
probably
You're
still have those clothes. That's
yeah,
the that's the
no,
problem.
they do still have those clothes
Yeah.
because they hide them from me.
Yep.
Like they hide
That
them
would
from
be
me.
mean.
Now
I'm
look,
sorry.
when I
Katie
go
still has
to
clothes from her college days. Let's be
let's
real.
I have a couple things from like middle school still. Okay,
Oh
yeah,
I'm like,
my
yeah. See
gosh.
now, Katie, we'll have a little come to Jesus later on. Okay, we're gonna work through that. Okay.
you know what? I just
Um,
waited, and now those things are back in style again. You know?
Oh
no,
my
no.
gosh.
Hold on. No. No.
No,
Uh,
no.
okay,
Okay.
now here's the
I know.
deal.
I'm
Let me tell you
sorry.
this.
I'm
Okay,
ashamed.
if you wore it the first time and it comes back in style, okay, I don't know if you're that retro. It's not really that vintage.
She
It's not like
really
it's
is.
cool or retro piece. It's just something you hung on to. And are you still in that middle school
Oh
size?
my gosh.
It depends on what it is. So some things no,
Okay.
but like t-shirts, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, t-shirt. Yeah. Come on. It's also some people do that, but I also go into like when I've done closet evaluations, I go in and I'll tell you something that's really crazy is that when I've gone to a client's closet, I see two things. I see a pattern that they don't know they had. And I also see like the best time that they felt, well, I'll say the time they felt the best about themselves. Okay. So let's say it was 2000, you were at your goal weight, your
Oh,
career
okay.
was going great,
That makes
all the clothes
sense.
are from 2000, right? And then when you don't feel good about yourself, you don't buy new clothes. You
That
You
don't
want to
buy
stay
makes
in
new,
that
sense.
era of
you know,
yourself, kind of
Yep.
yeah,
thing.
yeah. So you
Oh,
Yep.
stay and kind of, yeah. It's really, really fascinating. Or I
that
see a
is,
repetitive pattern. Yeah,
yeah.
I had a client.
That is
Yeah,
interesting.
I had a client one time who she had polka dots. I was like, "Oh, do you like polka dots?" She's like, "No,"
I
and I'm
know.
like, "Okay."
You're like, well,
So so I find like a shirt and skirt. She had 40 pieces of polka dots. She's like, "Oh my god!" And then what it was that it reminded her of her grandmother, and so
oh,
Oh.
she bought pieces unconsciously.
you're
She
like a
bought pieces.
psychologist.
It's
Yeah.
true.
So it's deep. Yeah, that's it's
Wow.
really it gets that deep. It really is.
Uh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a
I
question.
don't want you in my closet right now. I
No,
don't
no, no. Come
I
both
don't need
both of
that
you.
deep psychologist.
Yeah,
Oh
Oh,
both
my
of
I,
you.
I would probably be a very hard one to untangle.
Katie, she has hippie homeless look. She
Okay.
has goth. She
Okay.
has uh, I don't know. Fairy godmother look. I
Okay.
don't know. That's a Katie.
Okay, I have a question for you, Andre.
Okay.
If you could style any celebrity, male, female, whoever, who would it be? And would there be a specific event that you would be most excited to style them for? Or would you just be happy to get to style them for whatever?
Okay. So I have two events in mind. Okay.
Okay.
I would love to style somebody for the Met Gala. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh,
Like
you'd be
and
so
just
good at
go there,
that.
right? Just go there. Like it's
That's
creative, it's crazy, really, really. I love themes. That's why I love movies, like getting into the character and
Yeah.
all that. I really love that. But then also, I would say, and then also the Oscars. The
Okay.
Oscars. I would love to style somebody for Oscars. As far as like, I don't know if I have a dream celebrity I'd love
Yes,
to
you do.
style.
Just spurt it out.
Okay, okay.
Spurt it out.
Mm, ah, ugh,
could be an actor, it could be a
Put it in the universe.
musician.
Put it in the universe,
you know
Andre.
what? I really, mm,
Say
I
it.
feel like okay. So yeah. I mean,
Say
I
it,
really.
Andre.
So I'm okay.
I know it's on the tip of your
Let me tell
tongue.
you who I want to
And you want
style.
to be nice. And no.
Let me. Okay, okay. I'm gonna tell you who I want to style.
Okay.
I've thought about this many times. Who I want to style because I feel like they're not getting her complete
Okay.
like level that she could be at. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to style Kelly Clarkson so bad. so
Oh, yes.
bad. I really,
Make it happen.
yeah. So
She seems like the type of person that would probably be like, let's do this.
And she could pull off anything too.
She
yeah.
can.
I want to redo Drew Barrymore's suits. I really, because she wears a lot of suits, but I
Okay.
feel like she could wear more like tailored suits.
But
Really,
I think
like,
she likes the oversized baggy look, don't you?
yeah, but there's a way to do it. Like the whole thing doesn't have to be oversized and baggy. Like maybe
Yeah.
like in spots, in
Yeah.
sections.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
pick a spot.
A little
Pick a
balance.
Make the
oversized shirt.
bottoms baggy or the top more fitted kind of thing.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It doesn't have to all be.
But does she even care?
I
Yes,
don't
she
think
cares.
she.
Yeah, she
You
cares.
think so?
Yeah, I think she cares. I think that's her. I think she cares. I
Okay.
don't know,
All
but I
right.
think she cares. But but listen, I really, because here's the thing. I don't think a lot about selling celebrities, because I think that you and Katie, and I'm not saying this because I'm on the podcast, I truly, genuinely think this. You guys are the real, like, celebrities. You guys are the real heroes. And the reason why, and the reason why I say that is because
Andre.
when when these celebrities go to Oscars and they go to Grammys, they go to Emmys, there's a team of people around them. There's a glam team, there's
Yeah.
makeup artists, there's stylists. They have, racks and racks and racks of clothes being sent in. They have, they've gotten, facials and pedicures. I'm
Yeah.
saying, like they have a whole entire squad dressing
Yeah.
them. And then they step out and they're like, oh, this thing. Oh, I don't know. It's just, thank you so much. We just really wanted to get into the spirit of the, da 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 da. Great. But you guys are just raw dogging life, like with yourself
We
and
are
your
definitely raw dogging life, Andre.
and
I love
you know what
it.
I'm saying? Like you just got the kids off to school. Then you have to go and put your makeup on, and then you gotta find the dress. And is any designer sending you clothes? No. Is there like a 10-person, like, or even a 5-person makeup team coming to? No,
In my
no,
dreams.
no. So I think you guys are the real celebrities. And that's why I really, whatever celebrities wear, I tell my clients not to really even follow that,
I
because,
love that.
because you, because you have to dress for your, and they have it on for that day, that
Yeah.
night. You have to
Yep.
do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the client meeting, the boardroom, the you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
whatever you're presenting, what, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are the real celebrities, especially like the moms of the world. You guys are doing it, and doing it
Thank
well.
you.
And you don't have a team of 20 people around you. And so you
That's
guys are the
really
real
cool.
celebrities.
That was a great answer, Andre.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This
It's
is
cool
why
that
we
Yeah.
love you.
So I
professional
mean that.
that's around famous people that sees
I
the
know. Andre's
little
around famous
guys is
people all the
something,
time. And he
special.
just
That's
called
really
us
cool.
out, and it feels a little
Yeah,
special
no,
right now.
I mean
Yeah.
that. I mean that. I've thought about that a lot, because it's when it's really about what I try to do. And I said this maybe in one of my TikToks. What I try to do is, when I'm styling somebody, dressing somebody for anything, it's more psychological
Yeah.
than it is
I
anything.
believe that.
It's how
Yeah.
you feel about you.
Yeah.
I can put you in the hottest dress from Giorgio Armani, rest in peace. I can put it in from the Armani. I can put you in a $10,000 gown, and if you feel bad about yourself, it's not going to work. If
Mhm.
you hate your body, it's not going
Yeah.
to work. If you feel unworthy of that moment, it's not going to work. And so what I try to do is rewire you psychologically. And that's one of the first things I do, is talk about you choosing 3 words to, like, when you walk into a room, what do you want to say before you open your mouth? What kind of energy do you want to
Ooh.
give off? And so that's really what I do, and really try to put you in control of your own, kind of, I guess, style or fashion destiny, or whatever you're putting out there.
I want to change direction, because this is something that I love to talk
Okay.
about. And it's your the Derby Day looks
Mm-hmm.
for high profile clients and everyday clients. I want to know all about it. Like,
Okay.
how did they find you? What do they say? What do they say they're looking for? And how do you go
Mm-hmm.
about doing that?
Well, I'll say it depends on, number one, because there are 2 factors. One, do they live here and are they going, are they going to Derby?
Yeah.
And I try to call my clients like in advance to go, hey, you going to Derby? And typically some people have plans that go every year. And then there are also people like, no, Andrea, we're not going this year. Okay. We're just
Yeah.
going to give our tickets to a friend. Okay. Now, a week before, guess who I get a call from? Okay.
Every
And
time.
somebody on this podcast has called me a week before Derby. Yeah, couple of
Twice.
days. Yeah. So anyway,
I'm
so it's
sorry. I'm
so it's I
sorry,
live
Andre.
here, I'm not going, oh crap, I'm going.
Yeah.
And then also if you're from out of town. So they find me in a multiplicity of ways. And so, but when they come to me, I know that we're gonna I have like a process. We talk about how you want to look, what did you wear last year? What do you have trouble finding the most? We'll start with that. Like if you have an enormous head and you can't find a hat and it's really tough, or you have like a small head, you know what I mean? Like
That's
what?
me.
Like, yeah, like you have a
It's
small
hard.
head. So,
Yep.
so we find the hat, and sometimes I love to also get the dress first, so we can, because oh my God, we used to have this hat store named D's.
D's?
Oh my,
Yes.
and they could
D's
just,
is
but
so good.
a lot of people don't know is they can customize the hat to the dress. So you can
Yes.
get that base, then you customize the hat to the dress, so that makes it easier as well. And then if you're from out of town, I have to tell them when you're traveling to Kentucky and you do Derby, it is for real. This is not okay. It's not a drill. This is serious fashion business. Okay. And so when you come in, because like sometimes like and I'm gonna do maybe a TikTok around this or something, some sort of social media around this about when people come in for Derby, especially celebrities, wear some color, wear
Yes.
some color.
Yes.
And some people will have hats that's probably twice the size they are. There's a guy who wears a racetrack on his head, like it's a replica of the racetrack. And so people, yeah. And so people think, oh my God, when you try the hat on in the store, it's way too much. But when you get there, you're like, oh my God, I could have done, I could have done so much more,
So
So,
how do you approach people like that? Okay, so for out of towners,
mhm,
obviously we are from Louisville, Kentucky. But for out of towners who are like, put on a little fascinator and they're like, "Oh, that's too big."
right.
How do you convince them to go bigger?
Well, I have to just once I try to send them pictures of like Derby, like real pictures of people I either have styled or people, some sort of
Yeah.
styling been involved with, or just some great pictures. And I would like also send out some guides as well sometimes to like different like business groups, just like send out a guide so they can like, oh, this is Kentucky Derby. And so and when they start seeing all the big hats and all the big fascinators, then they feel a little more confident about what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
I would say for Kentucky Derby, number one, color. Okay. And find something that fits you so that you feel comfortable in it because you're going to have it on all day. Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to say this is your chance to go there. This is your chance to take that chance. It's your chance to be bold. So I would say do that. Typically, hat rules, I would say you don't want a hat that comes past your shoulders, you know. So if you're 5 foot, maybe you don't want a hat that's just overpowering because or fascinator that's too tall. So that's kind of a general rule. And then also this, I would say this is not fashion related, but it is. But also look at the track guidelines to see what you can bring because at you can only bring like a certain like measurement of purse in the track.
Yep.
You can't bring umbrellas. So a lot of people coming in don't know that. And so I would say, and then also pack a pair of like extra shoes or flip flops or those kind of roll up little shoes because it's an all day thing.
All day.
You arrive at the track at 11 or 12, and then the race is what 6:45
Yeah, something like that.
you know
Yeah.
yeah, so bring extra shoes, just pack them in your purse as thin as you can get them. Wear color, wear something that fits, and also take a chance and be bold, like because
Yes.
you're not going to stand out in the Kentucky Derby, like you're not going
No.
to. Yeah,
It's like the Hunger Games.
yeah,
Let's
the fashion is just a much a part of the event. Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't say light a dress on fire, but
I mean, if Andre could do it, he would do it. I
if
already
I
know.
could, if I could, I've thought about that at one point. It's hard to contain the fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I did a fashion show for a salon, and they got like people that were like fire breathers and all that. And we were
Yeah.
like, okay, we can't have this on the stage because it's going to catch the carpet on fire. So you had to think about all those things. So yeah, I've thought about fire before. I really have.
Of course you have,
So,
Andre.
and I also, like I said, I want people to, um, I want you to live. I want you to, use your fashion to take a chance and to be bold and to own your alter ego, to own that character that that bolder part of yourself, and take a chance and feel great about yourself.
And I know a few of his celebrity stylists, and I'm not going to mention them, but dang, like I love it so much. I love what he did at the Derby for them. So let's play a game, Andre,
Oh, yeah.
called
Oh,
Fashion Friend or Faux Pas.
okay. Oh boy.
So these are
Okay.
rapid fire questions.
Oh boy. Here we go.
So
Okay.
yes, and
Hold on.
I think this is the first one, and I think you already mentioned it already. A hat wider than the shoulder line on
Right.
live TV. Friend
Oh,
or faux pas? Yeah, give me friend or faux pas.
oh, hat wider than you? It
Mm-hmm.
depends on the person. It depends on the person. It really does. Some
Okay.
people like you're 5'2", but you're a Spitfire, and you can pull that off, right?
Okay.
You are
I
all
like that
grace
answer.
and attitude. You know what I'm saying?
I like that
Because
answer.
yeah, because Christine, I know you wear small hats that are really your shoulder width. No, you don't. You
I
don't.
don't.
No,
I
you
don't.
don't.
Well, mine
Right.
are
Right.
tall.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
tall, and
Yeah.
they're very bold. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
And
and so
that's thanks to the hat doctor. I want to give her a little shout
okay,
out.
head doctor, shout out.
I well, yeah, because the last Derby I went to this past year,
Yeah.
I had the privilege of going with Miss USA, and so I had this red dress that I picked out. So I sent
Uh-huh.
it the picture to the hat doctor, and
Uh-huh.
she makes a custom hat for this dress. And when I pick it up, I tried it on. I'm like, is this too much? And
Right.
she's like, no, 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 just go. I
Right.
promise you, this is
Hmm.
it. And sure enough,
Yeah.
like it was on TV and it
Uh-huh.
was perfect. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
No, I mean,
perfect.
yeah. Yeah. So I really think it depends on the person. But if it's your first time, try
Yeah.
to, and you're uncomfortable with it, then try to get something that's right about your shoulder. But I would say it could be a friend. It's possible.
It okay. All right. What
Hmm.
about sunglasses indoors at night?
Okay. See, now you going, okay, hold on. See, now, hold on. Listen, listen, listen. Okay, when I tell you this, I mean the sunglasses, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sunglasses, I mean them. And so I really I think it also is I really think the individual, some people can pull them off. If you're high, you know what I'm saying? If it's a drug induced sunglass situation, I don't know if that's really your thing, but I really sometimes if it's a part of your outfit or fashion, and look, black man, we do that. Like we will
Um,
do the sunglasses. We
it's
do
not
that.
just black men. Listen, Andre, the last time I went to New York Fashion Week,
Hmm.
Uh, I I wore sunglasses indoors, and there was a specific reason for this because I'm a Kentucky girl, right?
Right.
And this fashion show that I went to, it had the most outlandish fashions I have ever
Hmm.
seen, and it's art, it's subjective, right?
Right,
Like
right,
I
right.
get that,
Did you post pictures about that?
I did, and these the art pieces were coming out, and
Right,
people were stoned faced. I mean, they
right.
weren't making, they were just like in all of
Hmm.
this. And this
Right.
Kentucky girl, who obviously isn't cultured very well, had to get out the sunglasses, put them on, and close my eyes. Otherwise, I was going to be the only one in that filled room that was laughing.
Yeah, yeah. Because because look, New York Fashion Week can get crazy. It really can. I mean, there's people with like upside down people on them. You know what I mean? It like it's
It's
crazy. But
crazy.
also check when you see a picture of Anna Wintour. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
she has glasses.
sunglasses
She's got,
always.
it's probably because she's closing her eyes.
Yeah, well, and sometimes I feel like it can be like a part of the fashion outfit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
I like to wear them like that. So I really enjoy sunglasses. I
Okay.
really do.
Well,
I'll forget I have them on, and I'm like, God, they're just not making the colors like that. This is a dull red. That
oh,
pink, that pink should be more vibrant. I'm like, you dork, take your sunglasses off.
you just had too
So
many old fashions. That's
yeah,
why.
you know what? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it
Sometimes,
happens.
yeah, it's true.
Sometimes,
Okay, what
sometimes.
about leaving tailoring pins in because you're running late?
Oh, no, 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 no. No, we can't do that. No, no, no. We can't leave the tailoring pins in. We also, men, okay, if there are any men on this count, I want you to look at me and hear me. Okay. Take the tags off of your suits, and also that little X in the back of the suit, okay, that holds the vent together. Undo that. Stop it. Like, have you ever
What
seen
is
that?
the purpose of yeah, tell me what the purpose of that is because I see it all the time.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
called
not
like
all the
like
time.
basting. So it really just holds the shape of the suit. Sometimes you'll have it on like that part. Sometimes you'll have it around the collar. Sometimes you have it on the pockets. But like that just holds the shape of the suit.
Well,
That's
and,
really
like,
it.
the sleeves are the right here? Do I remember?
No, no, it's mostly on the back. It's mostly on the back. No, it's
Yes.
it's mostly on like
I've
the
seen
back
the
of a suit
back.
jacket, and it's like a X. Yeah, where the slit
Yeah,
is, there'll be like a little X, stitched X right there, and
yeah,
that just holds it together. You know what I'm saying? Like keeps the shape of the coat.
yes.
You know?
Oh, on pockets too, like, the pockets are
Yeah, sometimes I
stitched?
have it on the pocket. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
And a
and so
lot
you're
of men
supposed
are
to
like,
okay,
"Right,
next question.
okay." So next question.
All right. Cologne or perfume that enters the room before you do? What's your hot take?
I, you know, I think it's a fine line. I think it should enter with you. I don't think it should be. I don't think it should precede you. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay, yeah,
Or should
I
it
get
be
it.
over? And I'll say this: if somebody coughs when they meet you, then it's too much. Okay. And
Noted.
but I do like some cologne myself. I'm trying to give you a full experience. Like I'm
You
trying to
always
give you like
smell good,
I'm
Andre.
I'm trying to give you a whole experience. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I
yeah.
need you to have like the scent experience. I need you know what I mean? The whole thing. But like I
What's
think it
your
should
go-to
be
cologne? I'm interested.
oh, I love Versace. I love Versace.
Okay.
I
You're
do. Yeah. Thank you. Thank
fancy.
you. I love Versace. And I'm it's one of those things where I hope it doesn't go too out of style or just because I want to be that guy who like was wearing Old Spice 20 years ago and he's
Oh.
still wearing it because he found his thing. Like
But does
I
he
hope
smell good?
I did smell some Tom Ford that was really amazing. But I really love Versace. It just kind of goes with my body chemistry. It's a very clean, very, and I think it's a beautiful scent, and I'm exploring, some other things. But right
Okay.
now that's my thing.
I love that you explore. All
I do
right.
explore. Him?
Last question
Yes.
is bringing a lint roller on a date a good or bad thing?
A date? What,
I mean, obviously you're married, Andre, but if you were, giving somebody advice, if you just
yeah,
like put a
yeah.
little tiny lint
I
roller
give
in a
dating advice
purse.
all the time. I give dating advice all the
Okay,
time.
there you go.
However, lint roller has never entered that conversation. Now keep one in the car, you know,
Okay,
keep one
okay.
in the car.
Yeah.
If you're extremely linty, what were you doing before? And and that's I don't maybe wash your clothes and maybe
What if you have a cat, Andre, or a dog, like a golden retriever that sheds a lot?
okay, yeah. If you are let's say if you are a cat or dog person and this is maybe it's your first date in a few years, okay. Okay, roll it up, get that. And if you can't find
Uh,
a lint roller, get you a piece of tape and roll it on your hands
okay.
on the back end. Just roll it on you. Okay. Yeah.
I,
And,
I doubt anybody has tape if they don't have a lint roller. Like, what
well,
do they do with their life?
more people have tape, like Scotch tape, than a lint roller.
If they wrap presents?
Yeah. And sometimes you can put it in a circle and just roll it up and down on the back side of the tape. Just loosely around your fingers and then roll it up and down. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, we need
Yeah.
to come out with something called Andre tape.
Andre tape with
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
Right, right, right.
Andre tape. I love that.
There you go. There you go. You can get your Dre Dauber at any point. It's it's so
I want to know when you were traveling and you just came back from Martha's Vineyard
yes.
on a movie.
Shout out to
Uh,
Martha's Vineyard.
Shout out
Oh
to
my
Martha's
God.
Vineyard.
It
I
was
mean, okay,
classy, boo. It was
first, I,
classy.
of course it is with your pearls and
Mm.
you. First of all, I want to know about this movie
Okay.
if you can give it away. And secondly, do you meet friends on shoots
Oh
and
my
fun
God,
things like
yes.
that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So your I'll say this. So first, I just got back from Martha's Vineyard, and it was absolutely amazing. I'd never been. I'd heard about it, but it was incredible. And we were shooting. I just didn't have the concept of it being an island, right? Like, there's no Target, there's no Walmart, there's no. I really didn't see any chains there. It
Good.
was just
Good.
like once you're there, and people were just so friendly. And we were shooting kind of all over Martha's Vineyard in a movie called Shadow and Light. Look forward next year.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
so yeah. Shadow and Light. Of course, it's about this girl who is just she's on a breakup. She moves. She goes to her family home in Martha's Vineyard because there's a lot of family homes there, and she's gonna rent out the guest house to like just subsidize her income and things like that while she's there. She doesn't really like anybody, but then there's a guy who's a pastry chef at
Of
one of
course
like
he
the
is.
nicer restaurant there, and she's like, well, okay, like some like family friends, and they have a lot in common. Okay, cool. He's at the gas house. It's fine. Well, of course, they fall in love. They hook up,
Of
and
course they
and
do.
and, and he's giving her all the attention, and she's like,
But
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a
Oh,
but
he's
in here.
sprinkling stuff. And he's sprinkling,
I know it's coming.
powdered sugar on things. And then,
Ugh.
then she's noticing that her friends are just like not calling, and he's like, they're probably jealous of you, boo. Like, she's like, you know what? They probably are. The whole time, he's doing some stuff. I'm not gonna give it away, but
Oh, and we have to wait
but
a whole year for
but
this?
it's not what it seems. But it's not what it seems.
We have to wait a whole year for this, Andre?
This movies take a minute. Movies take a minute. I do have two Christmas movies coming out in December, which is
Tell
really
us.
fantastic. And I love that. It's just weird shooting Christmas movies in like March. That's very weird. Very
Okay, I
weird.
see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Or it's Christmas time and I'm just confused. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's
You're
March. But so
confused.
because but anyway, and to answer your other question, I do make friends on shoots. I've made some really good friends because the shooting schedule, if you haven't worked in movies before, like it's at least a 12-hour day, like minimum 12-hour day.
I could see that.
And so sometimes the shoots go into 14 and 16 hours, and you're with these people for, 2, 3 weeks or a month, and you're with them, I'm not gonna say you trauma bond, but you
Right.
really are with them, and it's a very intense working environment because everybody, and this is kind of what I've seen with movies that I didn't know, it takes everybody. I
Yes.
mean, the lighting guy, I'm costume designing, so I'm in charge of the wardrobe, but then the guy who's doing the sound, the camera, all the camera guys, and the person who's doing the art production and setting up the set. Because a lot of times when you go into these situations, the house looks totally different. And then when they, do their thing and make it for the movie, I mean, they come in and you would never know. It looks like a lived in house, when it's
Wow.
done. So it's really incredible to watch everything come together.
That is
Um,
fascinating. And
yeah, a
not to
lot of,
change subjects with you, but when you said Martha's Vineyard, the
yes,
first thing that came to mind was this year's Ralph Lauren
yes,
shoot.
yes.
And to me, in my opinion, it was iconic. I loved it, but I didn't understand the controversy around it. I mean, what is your take? What's your hot
Yeah,
take on that?
so that was a section, and that collection was called Oak Bluffs Collection.
Okay.
And so there was a history of, I guess, you know, a lot of land and purchasing of land started like Massachusetts was one of the first states to abolish slavery. And so that meant that black families had an opportunity to buy land early. And
Okay.
so when they couldn't in any other part in the United States. And so they were there and they built family homes. And so it wasn't so much of a controversy around it. It was more like, okay, like you're celebrating this thing that we really didn't know about.
Okay.
And so celebrating that, it wasn't kind of, it wasn't, you know, uh, I would say downing anybody else, but at
Yeah.
the same time, you had the City Sweeney campaign kind of come out at the same time. And that's
Oh,
what made it,
yeah.
they were trying to be like, oh, this was, so it was more about the history that, and it's important for to tell the history around things like that because
Yeah.
it gets lost it gets lost in I would say the telling of it. It gets lost in politics. It gets lost in a lot
Yes.
of things. And so telling the
Why
history
didn't
and
they come out with, I mean, did they explain all of that when
yeah,
the
oh yeah,
thing, oh,
oh yeah,
did I just
oh yeah.
miss it?
Yeah,
I
no, it's all
I just missed
explained
it.
and
I'm
all why they did it and all why
yeah.
they, and Ralph Lauren's been trying to do a good job of trying to celebrate kind of when you have these things. It's like in fashion, it's very fashion is very it can be very clicky and you have your brands, but
Yes.
then when you talk about kind of minorities within those brands or people of color within those brands, it's very hard to name any top designers that are people of color, like
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
very very hard. And so they're trying to go back and try to highlight some of those things, some of those stories, and and it's very important. And as I am, you know bring out my collection. Um, as as I'm bringing out my collection, it's something that's important to me because I don't know of any. I know very few, black designers in Neiman's or Saks or Dillard's or Macy's.
Well,
So it's something.
so
Yes.
first I want to know about your collection, but also why do you think that is? Why do you think that black designers don't get that placement when clearly there's plenty of talented ones
Hmm.
out there? What's happening?
That's a great question. That's a very loaded question.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
no, that's okay. I talk about it all the time, but I can't say I'll say that for it, we just haven't seen it. We haven't seen it, and they're just as talented. Maybe it's opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe it's and sometimes you have to have you have to be kind of with some of these fashion houses, you have to be selective for those things. Sometimes you have, designs that sometimes are stolen and taken credit for. Like there's a designer named Dapper Dan that Dapper Dan was like he's big, like Gucci and all that now, but it came from them maybe like stealing one of his designs. That's a
Oh
whole other
wow.
story. So I mean, but it really you have to have the platform and the investment it takes. Fashion is a business, and so
Hmm.
and so they have to. So it's a very there's a lot of different things, but we need to see more of that and more of that story because there's so many talented, incredibly talented, you know, uh,
Well, you're one of
designers
them.
of colors.
Tell us tell us about your
Yeah,
collaborations coming in.
I'm working on a collection right now. I'm working on a men's and women's collection. I can't talk too much about it,
Okay.
but
All
it's
right.
gonna be like men's, but it's gonna be men's very like well tailored like sport coats.
Okay.
And then I may be doing some things, for spring summer 26.
Okay.
On some collaborations as well. Maybe for Derby. You never know. You never know. You know what I mean? That's what I can
Shocker,
say.
Andre.
Yeah, yeah,
Shocker.
yeah, yeah. But and it's just such a time where I have so much respect for designers, and I thought, what am I going to add to the conversation?
Yeah.
What am I going to do differently? And it's kind of like my love letter to Derby and what I feel like men should be wearing. I definitely think that men should be taking more chances, but they also have to have things that are quality that fit them well. Because a lot
Yes.
of men don't wear suits because they're just uncomfortable in it. So how do you how do you make it? And I know how to make it where it feels more comfortable in the places that count. And then also women still want to feel beautiful and
Yes.
they're always looking for new options. So that's what I'm working on some really really beautiful luxury collections for Derby
I am
next year. So
so excited about that. And I hope to get the first preview. Wink, wink.
yes, yes, yes.
Um, and I don't know if I should be telling this, Andre. When I sent you the TikTok the other day, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so funny," and you're like, "I know him. He was in a movie I worked on."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes, and I'm like, "Of course you did,
yeah,
Andre. You
yeah,
would be working with this
yeah,
very attractive
yeah, yeah, yeah.
movie
Yeah, his name is
actor."
Lamone. Yeah, Lamone. I think Archer or something like that. Like
I don't know. It
so
was
he.
hilarious.
I don't know if she sent you the TikTok, but it was a guy. So he's an actor. We just worked on a movie. I think it's called Christmas by Design. It'll be out this December. Anyway, so yeah, so we just worked on this movie. Very like serious, laid back guy, and he's an actor. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do TikTok, right? He
His
he
first
posts like a
TikTok.
yes, first TikTok.
First.
So he does like a profile. Yeah, he does like a profile picture, and then TikTok puts a sound with it, like on his story. and, and then so he posted, not thinking about it, and his kids start calling, "Dad, get off TikTok right now! Get off TikTok right now! Stop! Shut it down!" He's like, "What?" He's like, "What?" So he goes, he goes to TikTok, and I don't know, Christine, if you want to tell him, the TikTok put the
I don't want
sound,
to tell him.
the TikTok put the sound, and it was something like I don't know what kind of rating we have on this pod. We might want to bleep this out,
I'll bleep it. I'll bleep
but
it.
it was basically like it was basically like put my in your like it was like it was the most outlandish, outrageous. And yeah, and he has no idea. He just posted a profile picture, went on about his day. He it was so funny. And for it to happen to him was even more. Like I'm telling you, it was the most outlandish sound. It was crazy the song they put with it.
So of course,
No,
when I find when I find TikToks like that, I send
yeah,
them to Andre because why not? Um, Sometimes I send them to you, but then
yeah,
Andre's like, I know this guy.
yeah.
And
But I
I'm
was like,
like,
oh my God, I know him.
I was like,
And
of
then
course you do,
it
Andre.
was so funny. It was so funny. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he's a so
But
poor guy. I
yeah.
just
But and I was gonna say like making friends with you mentioned like making friends with people on the set. You make friends with like some of the talent too. And we've been very fortunate to have some really good talent to come to Louisville, that are
oh,
really, really,
huge.
really amazing people. I mean, some of them you meet and you're like, and then you're like, they're good. And then some of them you meet, you're like, okay, I see why you are a star, and they're so talented. And I've been on set before. I'm looking at the cameras. I know it's a movie and I get emotional. Like,
Oh,
yeah, there was like a domestic violence scene in a
oh,
movie.
like emotional like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, no, like emotional, like they're doing. So, I did a movie with, so I did a movie with Terrence Howard and Paula Patton, and there's a scene where she's crying
mm,
and gut wrenching. I'm standing there watching I know it's fake. I know it's fake blood. I know. Okay. I know. And I'm like, she's so good. She was so just, it takes you away. Like just for a minute, you forget that you're standing there and you get caught up in the performance. And that's and that's why I love to see just the talent come through, and then really embrace a story like that. So, so,
So here's what I'm curious about,
okay.
Andre. So when you're on set like that
Okay.
and it's emotional and there's, people standing all around, if there's a wardrobe malfunction, what happens? Like, give me that play by play.
Okay. So, yeah, that happens. That happens where, we're not going to talk like, it's not like Janet Jackson, Timberlake from a malfunction, but,
Good. Good.
right. But it, it, it is where, you cut, and you get it fixed. As long as it's not, and also when you have like very emotional or like stunt scenes, sometimes you'll have two or three of the same thing because you're going to get it dirty or
Oh, that
blood, or
makes
you know what I mean?
sense.
So you
Yeah,
try to
I
prepare
like
for
that.
that. And then we're also on standby. I have like, if you see me with that shoulder bag on,
Yes.
it's
Yep.
because I have like scissors, I have shop wipes, makeup wipes, lint rollers. Like I have all kind of like stain removers in there too, so that if something happens, then we can, or have sewing kit so we can just kind of, repair it and get to it because, sometimes it happens and people rip something. But I also, if I know it's going to be a lot of action, then I
Yeah.
try to get multiples of what that is. Somebody's getting shot or stabbed or which, or there's a fight scene. That's try to in the pre-planning, I try to say, okay, can we stab them as late as possible? Okay. Can we, can we, okay, can we put the blood on as late as possible? So that we try to plan out, or a lot of times what you don't realize too is movies shoot out of order. So we might
Yeah.
do the middle of the movie the first day,
Okay.
or we might do the last scene the first day. And so I was actually helping out with a
Huh.
film, and there was like a short kind of independent film, but they were filming the big like fight scene, right? There was the stunt coordinator was there, and they're running through it. And a lot of times they do it kind of slow motion and speed it up too. So they're
Yeah.
going through that, getting the different angles. But the guy earlier in the day was like at work. So I was like, we can't shoot this right now, or we got to be careful. I got to bring multiples because he's got an interview earlier today, and he needs to be clean.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because you get it all dirty, and then it
Yes.
has to be clean the next day. So we had to work that out into planning. So
I get
so
that.
yeah, because you get it dirty. Now what? So
So if
but
you
this,
see like something like that and you're like, he's got an interview, do you go to the director? Who do you go
yeah,
to?
go to the
Yeah.
director, or like the director producer, and or the associate directors to say okay. And typically like the AD, which is the assistant director, is making out the schedule and doing the shoot schedule. So I'll go to the director and say, hey, look, here for wardrobe, because they're just going with what they think the best shot is.
Yeah.
Well, wardrobe, this won't work here because of X. And then we all kind of collaborate, because typically you have like a production meeting and you go through the schedule first before you
Okay.
shoot anything. So you can say, okay, hey, we need to move this, or let's be careful with this here, or let me get multiples. You know what I mean? Especially if it's called like a hero piece. And a hero piece is kind of something you see in the movie all the time, or
Yeah.
main, wardrobe piece or something. So we were in a very old house, very old. So I think the house was 140, 150 years old. The closets were very small. You guys would have hated it. Especially Christina, I don't know, you wouldn't have been able to survive back then. You would have been able
Josh always
to
asks
survive.
me like if I want to go back in time, and I was like, no,
Yeah, no,
no.
no, you wouldn't have survived. So the closets were very small. They were like, well, because the ladies that typically, you had, 3 or 4 dress and then like a Sunday dress, and that was it.
A Sunday dress.
You
Yeah.
know? So Christina, so your podcast challenge would be like, you guys should, you know, dress like maybe the 1800s, get yourself maybe 1700s, maybe get yourself like 3 dresses
And
and a
just
Sunday
and
dress, and
keep
do that
doing
for a
it.
week.
That would gain attention. I guarantee it.
You can't even.
No, I would not. I would not be okay.
Mm.
This episode is brought to you by Still No One Yet. If your brand wants to be where stylish friends hang out, check out our show notes for sponsor info. Follow Finding Friends Pod on YouTube and TikTok. Rate and review. Help new friends find us. Okay. As someone who has been lucky enough to be styled by the famous Andre Wilson, do all your friends ask you to help them decide what to wear for their special events?
A lot of them do, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, a lot of them do. And and I try to be there. And then, or sometimes I'm also the friend that will, because I'm in your life, if there's an egregious fashion
Outfit.
mistake, okay,
Yes.
I will screenshot it, I will circle it, maybe hit you with a question mark, right? And then maybe hit you with a question mark. And then I say, are you okay?
Have I
Is
been
everything all
victim to
right?
that? I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't think I've
I
had to
don't think
do
so.
that to you.
I don't think so.
There was one day you almost had an infraction, but it was good. It was passable. So,
Okay.
but
All right.
I've done it before. And then I had another friend. She texted me back and she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, you look like you're silently screaming for help." And so I'm so it just but yeah, my friends ask me, I send pics, and I try to help out where I can. And then but also it's so I'm happy that people have on clothes. I'm happy that they're wearing clothes, and I want you to feel comfortable and feel great. Like that really talk about like a style secret. Like
Yeah.
just you being confident and feeling amazing in your
Yes.
clothes is its own energy. And
Yep.
and that's what I always try to get to is you feeling confident and owning your space, owning your beauty, and not kind of trying to like hide in the walls or fade in.
Yes.
And I
I love
want you to
that.
feel beautiful, because when you feel beautiful, it really makes the clothing come alive. It really does.
Amen to that. Okay. So we're going to do our last little game here. It's rapid fire. So you don't think, you just say.
Okay.
No
Okay.
explanation needed. Okay, Andre?
Mm,
I
Let me.
know
I'm
it's
drinking
going to
from
be
the
hard for
mafia
you.
cup right now. Hold on.
I know. Look at your mafia cup. Put that up to the camera.
The Mafia Cup. Hold on, let me see. The Mafia Cup is the
I
Soprano.
love it.
Hey, introduce you to my little
Hey.
friend.
Oh my gosh,
But
Andre.
Godfather. There's somebody else over there. I don't know.
Somebody
Somebody.
else. It's
Oh, it's Joe Pesci on the other side.
only Joe
Yeah, I'm
Pesci.
funny, like a clown. Ha ha. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
One hard no in a friendship.
Gossip.
Ooh, I like that. A
Mhm.
time you felt truly supported by a friend.
Ooh. When you, I barely even knew you. Had things going on in 2019, and the person. That's how we became friends. Really
That's
friends.
how we.
Because here's the thing: when you go through something, I know it's lighting around, but I'm gonna say this: when you go and here's the deal: like we can meet friends, and every friend is great while things are great. Okay, you don't know who your friends are until you go through something. Okay, and then the people that scatter, the people that hide, the people that don't reach out, that's how you know. Because everybody's like, they're like, oh my God, I'm down for you. And Mike Tyson says it best. Like everybody has a plan until you get hit in the mouth. Okay. So a lot of people think they're going to be there for you, but when something really hits, that's when you know who your true friends are.
Well, I'm glad I could
Yeah.
be there for you, Andre. Always
Yeah.
will.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your favorite music genre?
Oh God. Jazz and rap. Come on. Jazz is like my first love though.
What
Jazz
is
is my first love.
what is pony? What genre is
Ponies is
that?
rap.
Is it rap? Is it rap?
Like R&B. It's R&B. It's R&B. I'm
It's
sorry.
R&B.
It's R&B. Pony. It's R&B.
Okay.
Stop. Stop. It's
Dance move to win a totally hypothetical side sweet dance off.
okay. It's a body wave, a full breakdancing body wave. I don't know if you posted in this thing. I may have sent you that. Did I send you that?
I don't know. You sent me a lot
Man,
of
it was
things.
like a dance battle,
Okay. It's
and it was like,
possibly.
if I'm going there, I'm going to the
Oh, the one
breakdancing.
in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. And I'm
That
like,
was a good one.
I was like, I end up in a random dance battle, and then my move is like, I'm gonna just turn my body into like there's no bones, and then I'm taking it to the floor and coming back up, boom, it is.
I'm pretty sure my response was, "Wait, they have these places in Martha's Vineyard?"
I'm just so surprised. We ended up at a Jamaican restaurant. It was a Jamaican club. It was a restaurant turned into a club. It was amazing. Like those are not Martha's Vineyard. It's not stuff. I thought it was gonna be stuffy. It was amazing. It really was amazing. And it was a lot of culture there, and like the area with Oak Bluff, like there's a lot of diversity there. Like it's a really a great crowd. Really good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, Andre, thank you for hanging out with us and for being our
Mm.
very first actual guest. I
Thank
love
you for
you.
having me.
And where can people actually find you?
Okay,
Because there's going to be a lot of people after this, I know.
You can find me on Instagram, Style Icon LLC.
Okay.
You can find me on Facebook, Style Icon. You can find me on TikTok, but you don't need to.
We need
I'm
TikTok.
you
Andre,
don't need to feel me on
Andre,
TikTok.
if you
Just-
don't
just-
send your TikTok, I'm putting it in the show notes
okay,
because
my TikTok
it's blowing
my
up.
TikTok is by Andre Wilson because I thought that would be so cool. It'd be like, oh, design by Andre Wilson. So I thought it'd be so cool. Anyway, so yeah, my TikTok, I'm finding my algorithm and my rhythm on TikTok. I'm just posting things. And I posted more in the last, couple weeks and last month than I had in like 5 years in TikTok.
And I
So
love it. I
and I'm
live
having
for
some
them.
fun. You know,
You are so good at that, Andre, and you need to keep going.
yes, I'm gonna keep going.
Please do.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
So you guys, and I want to say something too.
Okay, go
Say
ahead.
something.
Go ahead.
Y'all been up on the microphone. I want to say something. You guys, thank you
You always
for
do this,
having
Andre.
me. Thank you for allowing me to be your first guest and to kind of help you work out, massage the kinks or whatever it is. I think you guys are going to be very, very successful. The podcast is very warm. I like that. Okay. It's very warm. You guys are very warm and play well off each other. And I really wish you all the success in the world. I mean that.
Andre, you are the absolute best, and I couldn't think of a better first guest than you. Honestly, when we were making our first guest list, I was like, Andre on top, Andre on
Okay.
top. Like, yes, he is
Okay.
no
Okay. Yeah.
exceptions. We have a lot of friends, and I love them, but
Mhm.
Andre's
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't say it like that. Andre's on the top of the list. You know?
You're
Yeah.
how deep are you into that old fashioned glass? How because you, you're at the bottom. You really,
Don't shame me. I did not have an ice cube, if that tells you anything.
okay, well,
Okay.
okay. Woo!
Rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Watch full episodes on YouTube and follow Finding Friends Pod on TikTok for behind the scenes and clips from the show. See you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.